focusing on the skill of empathy. Now, a lot of us about the word emotional intelligence. Some of us are used to um, the other aspect, which is intelligence. That's the other aspect of intelligence. That's the cognitive part, which we all know as IQ. That's intelligence quotient. Yeah. Uh, but emotional intelligence actually is quite rare because it is not common, and people don't actually take it serious or see it as a necessary skill or a necessary part of everyone's life. So emotional intelligence assumes that everything interacts with with a programmed information that we can read and feel with our senses. That is, when we see something visually, if it's a color or an icon on the web, if it's we interpret it with, as you can see, baby's crying. This is an icon by the right. We tend to picture that using a real life experiences. We don't have to see the pictures to understand. Likewise, is smiling and all. So these are three screens with colors. So colors play a large part in emotional attribution. From these colors, you can actually tell the mood that the screen is trying to display. Now, I want to ask a question. Uh, Between A design A, which shows that the first one shows that the person is happy, the screen shows is happy, and the mood for the second one shows that the person is angry, and the third one shows that the mood is sad. Now, and and screen B, which says different thing, like the first one says sad, second one happy, and third angry. Now, can anyone tell me which one you think portrays meaning more colors, like that what you feel and what you can see, A or B? Anyone?
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello. Yes, I can hear you. Hello.
Okay, okay, fine.
Yeah, I'm asking between these two appeal more to you. Which one appeals more to you? Like sensing the colors and also what you feel. You can see the screens and you can feel the colors, and then you can tell which one you think actually depicts the right emotion. A or B. I just want to know what you feel. Doesn't matter if you're wrong or right. Okay. From the visuals sense, we can get more meaning with design A. Why? Because when we are happy, kind of bright, like the color yellow is bright enough to depict that, while red shows a kind of dull mood or aggressive. I will put it aggressive. That shows anger. While blue can also show calmness or sadness. So, but for this one, it's literally the opposite. And when you place colors to users, that's your end users who you are designing for, the colors actually matter. when you show them a kind of design with a yellow background, and then what you what they are actually seeing is something that is not matching to the color, they tend to feel they are not safe in their environment. That's how colors actually um, give meaning to users. Okay, that's all for that. The ability to use your emotions in a positive and constructive way in relationship with others. So that's what emotional intelligence is about. Is the ability to use your emotion in a positive and constructive way in relationship with others. How are you treating other people? How are you how are you affecting them? Is it positive or negative? What's your relationship with them? Are you trying to are you conscious of that relationship you have with people? Are you are you are you seeing things beyond just the logic aspect, which is just you meet someone for the first time, you just shake hands and you do business immediately, and then that's all. Is there a kind of continual relationship? Is there something that you guys are gaining from each other? Is there a way you dress or you portray yourself that feels right to the other person, or is there a way the person dresses that you kind of like, or you kind of attract attracts you more to that person? So emotional intelligence is the ability to understand and express your emotions to meet the requirements of day-to-day living, learning, and relating with others. This is by Daniel Goldman. Many call this innate ability being able to read people. Yeah, like I said, uh, people are fond of um, taking emotional intelligence as a skill of being able to read people. Just people with high emotional intelligence tend to be very good at building relationships and have prominent places in the society, circle, or community. So, if you are someone with a very good emotional intelligence, you tend to know when someone is sad, you tend to know when someone is happy, and you adjust your mood to fit that person's mood. It's not like you sense that they are sad, and then you now you now immediately change your own mood to being happy. It doesn't work that way. You have to come to their level as being at the same level with them, then gradually changing their mindset to being positive. That's how emotional intelligence works. Those with emotional intelligence may be prone to their lives, may be prone to live their lives with anxiety, disconnect, or exhibit disruptive behaviors. Those without emotional intelligence now. Now, some people are just naturally intelligent, but they don't actually factor the fact that emotions actually work uh, with people. They tend to do things based on intelligence. They see as logic. Everything is logic to them. You are designing something, and then you don't take into consideration the color you are using, the kind of icons you want to use. Are you even putting icons at all? Uh, Things like the kind of visual image you place on your designs, they actually play a lot in this. Yeah. So like I said, the brain, which is the cognition part, plus our emotions, which is our heart. I can put it that way, literally our heart, all sum up. When you add them together, both of them gives you emotional intelligence. So emotional intelligence does not just come with you um, being intelligent alone. It doesn't just come with you being emotional. You can be emotional and not being emotional intelligent, because being emotional, you can make mistakes. You won't be able to tell the difference between this feeling and this feeling. But when you add two of them together, which is your sense and your emotions, you get the right combination. So moving on, emotional intelligence is seen in things we design. We can provide the same steering mechanism through effective design, positive emotions, helpfulness, empathy, education, friendly, and guidance. Like I said before, any way you want to, anything you are designing, actually anything, literally anything you are designing, is is portraying an emotional aspect to people. It's kind of giving people an emotional sense. So always be conscious of whatever you are designing. Be conscious of the color you are using. Be conscious of the materials you're adding. Be conscious of the kind of you have to know the whole scope of what you're designing for first. So that understanding alone will lead you to being helpful, empathetic, educational, friendly, or being like a guidance. Now, products and brands can act as avatar to help build, guide us through decision making process. Products and brand, like I said, you see the Coca-Cola brand now, or the Amazon or the Apple. So uh, those brands alone, once you hear of Apple, you kind of feel um, it gives you a kind of feeling that is different, simple, attractive, beautiful, and smart. So that they have portrayed this over the years with their designs. So Apple cannot just come one day and then just automatically change the way they do their designs. Instead, they are going to build on it, improve on their existing brand, which they are doing every day. Now, the same thing for Android. Now, when you see an Android, you don't think of beauty, you don't think of simple. All you think of is like machine, complex, um, heavy, or you kind of see it in a way of, let me put it as classic cars and simple cars. Yeah. So you or automatic cars and manual cars. So that's how I put it. Apple goes like it's like automatic, and um, Android is like the manual. So that's how people actually picture it mostly. Even a well-designed graphics can provide navigation and propel a user through a complex website. Yeah. When you see a site like this, uh, what comes to your mind is, wow, I think this site will be easy to use. It actually tells me what I can do with on Egg Shop. I can place reservations. I can do. Although there are many things you can do on this site. In fact, some people, uh, if it wasn't designed like this, some people will say it's complex because of how the menus are, or how everything is placed. But because of the way they did it, it looks friendly, looks attractive. It lessens the complexity. It looks simple now, but take away the visuals, and you see something else. So just picture that. We see a great variety of emotional intelligence in animal and nature. Everything from dangerous predators, wildfire outbreak, and destructive winds. We have been programmed over thousands of years to understand the hidden meanings and behind things. The very survival of our species have been dependent on learning which natural phenomenon to avoid and which to seek. Now, when we see something that is strange and wild, we tend to run away. Or when we see something that is friendly in nature, I'm talking about in nature now, like in your environment. For example, you see a snake, or you see a fire burning, or or you encounter like an arm robber in a park or something. There's a kind of feeling you feel that is kind of strange and weird. You become you become scared, and that's mostly what how people interact with most of our designs. Sometimes, like for example, we see a sign up for a product, and then they ask us to try 7 days for free, and then we proceed, and then we see a part where it asks us for our card details and stuff like that. Majority of us, when we see screens like this, the second screen, we are done. Like that's the end of the whole process. We just quit the site and look for an alternative. So that's basically the way we feel about sites like this. It doesn't change because we are used to things being, would I say, free, or we are used to things being friendly and not dubious. Like sometimes we think that if I put my card details now, like very soon my money will go. I will not even know that I registered for something just to test it or something like that. You get, so we kind of scare away from things like this. But on the other hand, when we see friendly things in our environment, like an animal, like a lamb, for example, or a swinging couch, or a celebrity fans, we kind of feel excited. We want to go near it, we want to touch it, we want to feel it, we want to be a part of it or something. We want to run away from it. It's just the same way our designs also can portray meaning. There's some designs you see on Instagram or on Twitter, and we just like it. Like there's no, we haven't even read the context or we haven't seen the meaning behind the design, but we just like it for no reason, and you'll be like, and you don't even ask yourself why you like it, you just like it. So it also happens in our designs. For example, YouTube, uh, they center their designs and their content to be very friendly, in the sense that when you come in, you have access to millions and trillions of videos all over the world without any restrictions, or you don't even need to log in or register an account or something. You don't need to do anything. You just have access immediately. And those kind of things are kind of welcoming to a lot of users. They love it, they admire it, they feel free to do anything, and they actually can see uh they can see what they like. Like YouTube tends to even prescribe, or let's say let's the word prescribe. I would say they kind of direct or channel you to stop certain stuff that you like, and you will just be wondering how did they know that you want to actually see this, and you'll be like, okay, and you don't know when you spend hours on YouTube. And there's a statistics that says that YouTube is actually the second most viewed website in the world, with about 34 billion viewers every month. So that's huge. Products provide a tangible means for us to engage with the world on this abstract level, and the motivation underpinning the drive to consume are powerfully influenced by emotion and psychological factors. Like I said before earlier, everything about it is emotion, positive or negative, cold or hot. So that's how it is. And these are psychological factors. Emotion itself is a psychological feeling. It's not something that you can calculate or you can begin to measure. It's something that um, it has degrees and it can change at any time, at any point. So your brand must communicate as effective as you want it to be, exactly the way you want it to be. Like some games, you play some games, they actually want their users to be sad or they want their users to be excited. So you can actually channel your product to portray these emotions. It's a psychological something. By understanding the solidified human perspective, we can create experiences that communicate more clearly and compel audiences to react. By utilizing emotional intelligence designers can motivate, educate, and inspire. So users will actually react to your product just the way you place it to them. Whatever they are doing is not like a fault, or it's not their fault that you're complaining. It's not their fault that they find kind of see it weird. It's actually your product that is portraying. They are giving a reaction to what they are seeing, to what they are experiencing. So what you need to do is to build more on your product and not complain or shout at users or kind of think that they don't know what they are doing, because it's your product that is actually giving them that reaction. So empathy begins where sympathy stops. For example, in sympathy, we kind of give advices, uh, whether they ask or not. Like you see somebody, you kind of start saying things like, "Sorry, why don't you take up? Why don't you rest for now?" Without even asking the person what he or she wants, we just give advices. We feel we notice them, we see their pain, but we don't come to their level. Why for sympathy? We listen, we kind of get their full picture. We feel what they feel. If they feel sad, we come to that level by hearing them. You can't just by just seeing the person. You hear the person's story. Like just like a movie. When you're watching a movie, you don't see the trailer and feel sad immediately. You get to watch the movie and then you feel the process. You listen to everything, connect with the writer or the actors or the directors. You get what they are passing. So that's the way empathy works. Now, how do we start empathizing? It's very simple. We start by clearing our head and our mind. You I don't know what your users or your audience. Let's say you're building a fresh product now, not like an existing product, but we'll come to an existing product later on. You're building a fresh product, like let's say something, an app for sport, an app for exercise. You don't assume because you studied um, physical sciences or something in university, then believe that okay, because I studied this, I know everything about it. Nobody can tell me anything. Let me just start building a product. I just need developers. I just need people that can code. I just need people that can market, and that's all. No, you have to clear your mind without judging. You ask questions around. There are a lot of people you can ask. You are building something for sports. You can ask people that actually um, go for gymming weekly. You can ask questions to people that use sports platforms like webs apps for running or for jogging. You can go back to journals, newspaper articles, books. So you remain curious. You don't rely on your own knowledge or what you think you have documented before. So that's the first step. You clear your mind. Secondly, you conduct interviews with empathy. Now, yeah, this interview are in two phases. Is a stakeholder aspect of it and there is a user aspect of it. Stakeholders, I mean, these are people that they are going to be facilitating your product. People that, let's say, like for example, I'm working on a project currently, and then we have stakeholders in government or non-governmental organizations. Is actually an electricity project. For now, we 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 that are actually um, coming up with the product, we don't have ideas. We don't have any. We have never worked in an electricity company before, so we kind of reach out to those people who are working in electricity companies. Like for example, in Lagos, you have the Eco distribution company. We reach out to their managers, their team leads or design leads or product leads or managers or something. We schedule meetings with them, let them give us like if we are actually solving the right problem or not. This is the first part because once you miss this, you have actually gotten the entire product. So after you meet up with your stakeholders, you you reach out to users, which will be people that are in the community that you think will be a an audience to your product. For example, uh, the electricity project I'm talking, we actually reached out to people in the community. Everybody is using electricity now, so we reach out to everyone we see, not our friends, not our people in our workplace that we are actually familiar with that can give us lies or tell us anything we want to hear. But we reach out to people that we have not met before. Uh, we kind of, if it's incentives, we want to give them like yeah, like rewards for their timing. for their time you want to spend with you. You schedule this time with them. You ask them questions that are neutral. You make the questions look like a story where they have to tell you questions, yeah, answers that are in form of a story, not like direct answers. You look for body languages. Let's say you ask a question about how they feel currently, and they begin to ask you. Let me rephrase the question. Let's say I ask a question: how will you solve, and if you are provided with a product where you can address your electrical and power faults around you. How will you feel about it? Will you love it? Stuff like that. And they begin to tell you stories about if they have used the platform before that is similar, if they have done this, if they have done that. You avoid questions that are yes or no. So you learn more about them. In that way, you're being emotions, you're getting to the way they think, you're getting a broader picture. That's how I put it. So you and you evaluate, which is the interview aspect. You get more data, more resources. You can actually create a persona. A persona is like uh is like that's the way you can see it on the screen. It's like a document that says more about your user. Let's say you test about 100 users. Your persona you can add everything to one. Now you get you capture their interest, everyone interest, and you merge it to a common interest. You capture their environment, what kind of devices do they use? Are they tech? Are your users, your expected users, are they tech aligned people? Are they mobile users? Are they desktop users? You capture that. You list their needs. What do they need? Do they actually need a product that can solve their problem? Are they actually in need of this product? You capture their behaviors as well, their drives and their goals, and you map out the scenarios like in uh, a kind of like a story, a short story. You write it down below somewhere. That let's say a scenario can be like John 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 has been working in the oil industry for over 14 years. He needs he need, and he has never. He's wondering why how let's say we want to introduce an electric car or something, and then John is trying to figure out is going to be how his work is going to be if electric cars start coming in, if it's going to be if the oil industry is going to remain for long or not. Kind of curious about that. He's scared. You kind of map out scenarios like that. It all it all helps in capturing these emotions. Yeah. Finally, or the next stage, you communicate your findings with the team members as you get them involved. Now you show them recordings, videos, or data. Now sometimes some people of doing this research or doing this empathy findings, empathy mapping themselves, they kind of do it on their own, secluding their teams, all in the name of job role or title or something like that. You say this is my title. The developer guys are not meant to be doing this. Are not meant to see this data. All they need to see is just the document, which is which is wrong because everyone is supposed to be acting alongside in this. Everyone is supposed to capture these emotions. The developer actually knows what technology to use to 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 visualize or to bring this solution to life. They know everything. The marketing guys know who to reach out to. They know how to communicate with their users. So you kind of bring them in. Let's say you are conducting a survey now. You let them come and um, just to watch it or to ask users questions if they want to. This kind of makes the team everyone in the team to be thinking in the line of being emotional with your users. Now, we all know the importance of being emotional with your users, being connected with them, because once you are connected with your users, once you capture their emotions, you know how to solve their problem. It's not. There's no two ways about it. If you don't know their emotions, if you don't know how they feel, you can never capture their their needs and provide a solution. But once you capture their needs and their emotions, you can be able to 100, I would say 100% to 90% give them a beneficial solution. So that's the way it works. You have to communicate with your team. You have to let them in. You have to bring them on board with whatever you are doing as a designer. Empathizing with your users gives you access to knowing what to stimulate them emotionally and provoke them to engage with your product or service. Like I said, once you connect with them emotionally, you kind of uh, you kind of you have paved the way already. You have gotten access to whatever it takes for you to give them a loving and a useful product or service. For example, let's say YouTube now. They must have YouTube actually pay a lot of money and invest a lot of time and resources on user research and testing and usability testing, conductive testing, and user center designing. They want to bring their users to they involve their user in whatever they are doing. So that's how you get to know. They kind of used technology to understand uh, how users will actually feel if you recommend videos that they can see, if you recommend clips that they would like to see. Before I'm sure they were just wondering like let's just be giving them everything. But as soon as they are done research and everything, people want to actually see what they want to be reminded of what they love. They don't want to just come to YouTube and be seeing wrestling when they like fishing or they like something else. So this is this is when emotions and user research joins with technology. The technology just has to change, just has to fuse into users' wants and likes. It's not about so it all it all works with money too. Yeah, it's expensive. It's actually expensive to work in this line because uh, to capture users' data and to know what they feel and all is very expensive. It's time consuming, but in the long run, it pays off. It actually does than just doing it your way. Yeah. Uh, this is a picture of like people actually who are looking for jobs. Uh, Imagine you want to start up a company where where people can actually pay for job services online, or you want something that they can just come in and get access to many jobs as they want. It depends on how you build this product. It depends on how you build this product. There's a way you can build this product in a sense that you build it and then people will begin to complain that I'm looking for a job, I'm jobless, and you're asking me to pay for services and all you're and I'm not getting the reward of my service. Let's say I'm being charged every month to get access to jobs, but in the long run I'm not getting a job and no one is contacting me for anything. And then you see people leaving your product your people are leaving, people are not signing up, people are not coming in, and you begin to wonder what's going on. It's actually the fact that you're not connecting with them. You're not you're not you have not come to their level, you have not understood what they are feeling. You are just thinking of the technical aspect or the money aspect, the business aspect, or the reward aspect of few users. You should think of capture the whole environment. How can you do that? It's through research, interviews, creating personas, clearing your mind, accepting what the user says, and using your own intelligence to come up with something nice. Some users actually say some things and they don't mean it. Yeah. Some actually some people can say they want this and that, but actually that's not what they want. But it's your own intelligence to know that this is real, this can be real. Some are just dreamers. Some users are dreamers. They dream of things that can never be possible. But you as an intelligent person and also an emotional person can come up with something that's beautiful and that's realistic, and they begin to be like, they'll be like, wow, so this is possible and stuff like that. So for this example, you can come up with like a kind of uh, you can add services like you train them for you can review their CVs, that's to improve the CV and all. You can you can you can you can you can add more services like training, like you are doing now, like trainings to help users to improve themselves in one way or the other, and also uh, gain more gain more understanding of your product and more benefit from the product. Like once they are developing themselves on the other hand, and they're applying for jobs, they eventually will get one. So that's the way it works, and people will be happy to actually enroll for platforms like this. So finally, always remember that the more emotional or personal you get about the product, its users and stakeholders. That's the stakeholder I talked about earlier. The users, uh the stronger the stronger the positive reactions you receive regarding the user experience. So whenever you decide to involve users, involve your stakeholders in building your product, this gives about positive reaction for your product. So thank you very much for